I'm using the accommodations, the modifications to the curriculum. I don't want to, jeopardize that. So what can you do? We've used our assessment to drive our instruction. So now we're on Unit B of the book review on First Day of School by the Wongs. So we're at Chapter 6, Why Positive Expectations Are Important. Your expectations of your students will influence their achievement in your class and ultimately their lives. You want to have positive expectations, high expectations. It does not matter any negative that you heard about this child down the hall. Everybody wants to succeed. And this child wants to succeed in your class, and you have to help them do that. So the only, as of the writing of this book, the only correlation with success is attitude, not their socioeconomic backgrounds, not educational accomplishments, but the one correlation with success is attitude. So you need to have a positive attitude and high expectations for your students. Your students can feel this. You want to have positive, high expectations, not negative, low expectations. It's an expectation, right? It's what you believe will happen with the student. You have to be optimistic in your belief that your children will meet their IEP goals. You want to be positive that there will be successful students and then adults to have the best independent life as possible. That's the goal here. You want to have high expectations. In special ed, you want to reduce the prompting, and you want these children to be as independent as they possibly can so that they can lead their best life when they're older. You work together, right? You want to work together with the families. Because the families want this too. Your job matters so much. And you need to be positive about it. The parents want the best for their child too. You're working together with the parent, with the child. All of that's together. You as a teacher have to intrinsically believe that every child can learn. I intrinsically believe that every child can learn. Every child can learn. You just have to use the right behavioral supports and they will learn. Be positive. Be positive. Let go of the negative. Whether you think you will win or lose, you're right. Heard that expression before. You need to think that your students will win at life, will win and meet their goals in your classroom. You don't want to think that your students are going to lose and fail your classroom or not meet their IEP goals or not get to the level that they should be at. It's just not as productive in your day, and that will lead to burnout surely. It takes just as much energy to think that they will lose as it does to think that they will prevail and win. So use the energy wisely, right? So we all want to have high expectations. The parents, the students, and the teachers. Right? Yeah. The parents want their children to do the best they can and do well in school. Right? This is an example from the book. If I read the example, I should give you the page, right? Oh, I can't. Sorry, guys. Anyway, this example, it's on a table. In the future, if I could link it, I will. If parents have high expectations of their children, they'll do better than if the parents are like, oh, I hope they just don't get into drugs and are okay. Students have to have high expectations too. Students, this doing well in school will lead me to a career that I want. And you have to get them there. That's your job, to get them there. To think like what they're learning in your class matters. If the student thinks like this is boring and I'm not interested and I don't care, they're not going to do good. They're not going to do good. You need to have things make it positive for them. And teachers also, like at professional development, if you think like you're not going to learn anything from it, you're not going to learn anything from it. But if you think like, I got this one piece of information and I can apply it to my students, and that was great, as long as you learn one thing from a professional development. Don't get it mixed up. Expectations are not the same as standards. They're not the same. Expectations, you expect them to do well. Student success is limited only by adult expectations. Give your students more than they expect, and you will get back more than you ever expected. How about that quote? Student success is limited only by adult expectation. What a heavy weight we bear. That's why we have to have positive expectations of the children, because we want them to succeed. It'll be better for everybody involved. The students, the parents, the principals, if the child succeeds, because you want to put these children out there to be productive members of society, right? Do you want them to, if they choose to go to college, go to college. If they choose to go to trade school, go to trade school. If they choose to get a job out of high school, success is different for everybody. Just living independently for some children is great expectation. Everybody has a different expectation, right? And it's also good to tell the students, like, I like to tell my students in the hallway, we have the best line in the whole school. And they're like, really? I'm like, yes, it's a great line. And then when like people in the hallway see us, they're like, wow, great line, guys. And then they're like, we have the best line. So you have to put it out there. In the beginning, did they have the best line when I said that statement the first time? No, they didn't have the best line, but they rose to the expectation. At first they were like, you're lying. And I was like, no. I was like, look at us. We're doing a great job. And then somebody else validated it for us in the hallway. They were, great line, guys. And then they did good. And the more they did good, the more they wanted to do good. If you go into the school, in the class, and you tell your children, you know what, guys? the principal gave me the best kids in the whole school. And they're going to be like, really? You know, at first they might be like, come on, you're just like kidding. Like, come on, Miss Rose, you're just kidding. But you keep saying it and believing it, they'll believe it. They'll believe they're the best. There was even like a research study done on teachers who used that tactic. And the children with the teacher who said that they were the best, those children were they were low performers on the test. But she told them that they were the best and she had high expectations for them. And then they wound up higher than expected. They did amazing. You have to have high expectations for them. Have to. Oh, teachers get what they expect. Expectations matter. Have the high expectations. You want to set and communicate those high expectations to the families and the students. What we do here matters, guys. So the effective teacher has positive expectations from the first day of school, right? His book is called The First Days of School. So on the first day of school, you have positive expectations for all of your students. Yes, all of them. All of them. You have a classroom climate that communicates positive expectations. You're conveying your positive expectations to all of them. And you have a personal attitude of high expectations. According to Wang in The First Days of School, that's what the effective teacher needs to do with his or her expectations.